Hello, dear friends. Welcome to this moment together in this special day. It's Thanksgiving. It's a day in which we are being asked to revisit the blessings of our lives. We wish we could do this every day, but we forget. We take many things for granted. But now we are united here in this prayerful moment in gratitude to life. Science shows to us that the practice of gratitude brings to us wellness, and Spiritism reveals to us the mechanisms of such wellness, the connection with higher, loving minds. We may be challenged today, especially this Thanksgiving. There is the pandemic. There's a lot of social, political commotion, economical challenges, and in spite of it all, we are being invited to revisit what life is all about. And nobody's better than the Master Jesus, to lead the way. So we're going to read a message from chapter 8 from the book Good News. When Jesus, after a silent pause in conversation with one of his disciples, Jude, explains to us, life on earth is a rocky road that leads us to the loving arms of God. Work is the march. Common struggle is the daily walk. The delightful and short passing of daybreak and the nightly hours of serenity are times of rest. But listen closely to me. In activity or at rest, the opportunity of an hour, of a gentle action, of a humble word, is the invitation of our Father for us to sow his sacred blessings. And Jesus continues explaining, in general, human beings abuse such precious gifts by placing their imperfect needs before God's purpose, disturbing their own advancement. And the results in the most arduous journeys necessary, and that results in the most arduous journeys necessary in order to rectify faults committed and often fruitless efforts. Due to these reasons, we observe that earthly travelers are always low-spirited. In the obsessive need to fulfill their own desires, they injure themselves on the rocky roads, hearing not the truth about spiritual reality, closing their eyes with a shadow of rebelliousness, and shedding tears with desperate shouts and bitter moans. Without seeing the true crystal fountain, the charitable star in heaven, the flower scent, the words of a friend, and the clarity of experiences that God has spread for their journey in all aspects of their path. Dear friends, Jesus is reminding us that life is a rocky road, but it's leading us to the loving arms of God. And we need to be useful. When he says the work is the march, he's saying, let's be useful. Wherever we are, even if we are alone at home, let's be useful. How? Beginning with beautiful thoughts. This is a practice that I have been practicing with my daughter. Whenever comes a moment, we say, let's have a beautiful thought. Tell me a beautiful thought. Let's do this. Let's not engage in thoughts and feelings that are not good for us or others. It's going to be much easier this way to produce good words and good actions, because everything begins in the mind. And most important for us, Jesus is reminding us about the needs of everyone. Thanksgiving is a day to be grateful. And society created Black Friday. We have a pandemic, and we have much to care for others who are in need. Let us find someone during the day that needs something and reach out to them. Let's forget about our imperfect needs, as Jesus says, and adjust ourselves with the purposes of God. Shall we, friends? We thank you all for joining us, but let us join now in prayer of gratitude. What are we grateful for being here? We're grateful for knowing these teachings. We're grateful that life goes on. We're grateful that nothing is lost, nobody's lost. We're grateful for the invitation to grow and to progress. Let's make a list in our minds, write on a paper, stimulating ourselves. Watch programs that stimulate gratitude in all of us. Programs about nature, or walk in nature if you can. If you're sick, remember, you can still be useful to God in your patience, in your trust in God, in hope. Friends, let us feel this beautiful hug that we give to one another in gratitude to life and pray. Let us feel the rays of sunlight enveloping us in peace, in serenity, as we breathe in the soothing and healing air granted by God to us. Thank you, God, for life. Thank you for this reincarnation, previous reincarnations, future reincarnations. We want to thank you for providing to us so many blessings. And especially the blessing of the Spiritist teachings that invite us daily to overcome the obstacles of our lives. We want to be in the arms of yours, dear God, feeling your providence. We've been astray for so long, and pains and sorrows were the end result. We're tired of it. We want to be side by side with you as you lead the way, calling us to favor people's needs over our needs. After all, our need is to be with you. We no longer dream of dreams of the past. And we are learning with you and Master Jesus the protecting spirits that you lovingly send our way every day. And life is much more than the eyes can see. So we thank you for blessing us, for blessing our homes. And we visualize currents of healing light calibrating our homes and spreading itself to nature and the neighbors, from our neighbors to the streets of our cities, enveloping all who are sick in their homes or in hospitals, or who are in the front lines of these works in the pandemic. We visualize rays of healing light, bringing baskets of healing to those who are in prisons, the prisons of addictions. And we visualize baskets of healing being delivered to those who are in nursing homes and need a friendly word, a kind hug. We visualize these healing baskets being delivered to those who are in shelters and need to readjust their lives to a new beginning. We visualize this basket of healing enveloping the White House in balance, in healing, much peace. And this loving light of yours, dear God, spreading itself throughout the world in bridges of friendship and kindness amongst people. The Master said, and we repeat, glory to you, God. And may peace be on earth as we practice goodwill amongst ourselves. And so be it. Thank you, friends, for joining us at Kardec Radio once again. Thank you, Strablin, Derno Fly, VG, Rafael Medeiros, Narciso, Sol Souza. Thank you, friends, for joining us and for making this moment all the more special. Let us spread our gratitude. Right, Daisy Gallen, big hug to you. Happy Thanksgiving. Valéria Sorja, big hug to you. And let us focus on gratitude. Jesus is a truthful master. He says life is a rocky road, but it leads us to the loving arms of God. Thank God. Thank you, friends, for being with us at Kardec Radio, and stay tuned, because at Kardec Radio there is always more for us to nourish our souls. Thank you, friends.